Good morning. It's our Sunday morning class. It's our restorative yoga on Sunday mornings at 9:30. It's today. And I hope you guys are doing great. Today I heard it's gonna be 90, so it's gonna be pretty out. Pretty Brazilian weather. Not many places we can go though, but we're gonna try to create some fun stuff in our backyard or to go somewhere. Hi Monica. Hi. So today we're gonna move through just a very slow sequence to open a little bit more of the heart center. Hi Carol. Good morning. And let's just start to center. Oi Carlinha, Carla, Coco, Gracie, Maureen. Hi my peeps, I miss you all. Sending my virtual hug. Bom dia, bom dia. All right, are we ready for this? I think I am, at least. All right, let's have your sit bones in somewhere. I am in a pillow right now. My feet are not very comfortable. My butt is very comfortable. So let's grow taller with the spine. Bom dia. Hi Mark. Hi Rose. And let's have our hands in our belly. One hand in the belly and one hand in the heart. Doesn't really matter which hand. Just make sure you're feeling. We're gonna do some feeling breaths. So one hand in the belly, one hand in the chest. Soften the shoulders. Let's close our eyes. And let the inhale and the exhale make the movement. Make your hands move forward and back. Now feel the constriction here in the chest and maybe in the belly. This time that our humanity is going through, you cannot see right now, and it's a time of change, but the only problem is that instead of breaking things on the outside, we should be breaking things inside. That's the place we should go and just break those glasses that we put around us. And usually it's unconscious that we do this. With all that we've been through, some things that happen even in our mother's womb, that we have no conscious, things that we don't remember. But the body remembers. So there's so much rage, so much anger. That maybe because one thing that we deal with, we go back to the same feeling. Right now, my loved ones, all I'm asking you to do is to feel. Feel here in your heart. Start with your sensations. Feel in your belly, if it's warm, feel in your chest. If it's cold, if your heart is beating fast. If there is any anxiety just by touching those areas in you. And if you need to go lower into your low belly, please do that too. And we're going to take a few more moments to just notice if as you're holding this part of you, your legs are tensing, your neck is tensing, or the back of your neck. Right now, where you are is safe. Your sit bones are grounded and you are safe. Bring your hands now to rest in your legs. Let the palms find a place to root down, so the palms are facing down. And now do me a favor with your eyes. Bring them up, so your eyes are closed, but bring them up and down. At least 5 times. Yes, we don't pay attention in our eyes. They always and also need stretch. And then now 5 times side to side. Like if you look into the side. And you can do that with your eyes open if you prefer. This activates both sides of the brain, so it gets you more focus. All right, now slowly release the head as you look between your legs. Take another moment to see if there's a lot of weight in your upper back. If you're feeling tense. How do you feel tense here if it's hard for you to stay in this pose? So take a nice deep in breath. You start to send your heart, as you press your hands into your knees, send your heart forward, and then gently lift your chin away from your chest. Now exhale, bring that chin down again, and now this time round the back. As you're sinking into your pelvis, into your hips, into your sit bones. And then again, hold it here, but this time it's not just the neck that is rounded, but your back too. And then we're gonna go forward. One more time with the heart, and then the chin goes up. And then we exhale and find again that neutral spine. Keep your eyes closed. Now with your eyes closed, you're gonna swing the mid-body. I always try to give this visualization as your torso is a spoon and you're trying to wrap the spoon around the bowl, like if it's a child playing with the spoon going all around. So that's what you're doing with your torso. Again, we are inviting awareness to the physical body. So notice how the body feels, your low back. Oh, if it feels better to move towards the right than towards the left. Notice if your neck tenses as you do this movement, or maybe your face. And then I'm going opposite directions. I'm going counterclockwise, and then I'm switching when I feel like it. So you do the same. Are you able to still breathe deeply as you're moving? Nice. Now here our fingertips are going to go towards the back. You're going to turn your fingers out. Find the ground or find something that you can release your hands. Now press your fingers down to the floor and lift your heart. That's going to depend on your arm length too. But finding a place that feels good for you to open up the front as you lift through the mid-back up towards the sky, and then between your shoulder blades. Get that also that space where you're trying to squeeze with your shoulder blades, and then the heart is lifting. Again, just notice how it feels. And then exhale, release. Now bend your knees. Start to walk your body towards your knees, your torso towards your knees. Grab a pillow, grab something so you can relax your forehead here for at least 3 breaths. If your knees don't get even close to be that bent, that's okay. You can find another thing to release your head, or you can use your elbows to release your forehead.
And then in this particular pose, be aware of the breath in your upper back, in your mid back, and your low back. Let the breath reach that area. And then we lengthen on the spine, and then we're going to straight the legs forward. So you're already in your mat, right? Now roll your shoulders back. We're in a staff pose. So legs are forward, the toes are going up, your pinky fingers also facing your chest. Now, for some of us, this is already really hard to be. So with the spine long, with the belly in, with the belly draw in, with the chest going forward, maybe you need support by bringing your hands underneath your legs and pressing your legs into your hands. And if it doesn't feel good, you can always bend a little bit the knees, okay, if there's pain in your back. Now the left hand goes down to the floor, maybe a little bit more to the back, and then the right hand reaches up. Now keep going lower towards the floor as you bend that last elbow. Let me find a place here so you can see. So you go and open, and then keep going down to the floor if there's not too much for your shoulder. And then we come back, and then we switch. Hand down, left arm reaches up. You bend your elbow if there's space, and you're reaching towards the floor. And then you come back up. Now let's do one more time. Exhale. And then again, exhale. Beautiful. Now again, fingertips back. Bend gently your knees. Take a nice inhale and exhale here through the nose. Now see if you can drop your palms on the ground. So the heels of your hands are on the ground. Lift your heart as you open the shoulders, roll them out and away from you. Keep the neck long, growing taller from the sides of your ears. And then release your knees towards the left side. Just enough where it feels okay. Some of us are going to feel a lot in that right outer shoulder if your knees are going to the left. Now hold here maybe for 1 or 3 breaths. If you want to slide your knee higher to have the support. And then we bring the knees facing back up. And then let's move to the other side as the knees reach the right. Keep the heart face in the sky. And then just one more breath. And then inhale back. Now guys, scoot your butt, crossing your legs, bring your hands down to your mats. And then let's meet in a table position. Close your eyes and think about a word that describes what you want to feel today. That word could be happy. And as you're thinking, you can start to swing forward and back. Now that word could be happy, could be joyful, could be peaceful, could be relaxed. What is that you want to feel today? So when you find that word, you're going to breathe into this practice and make that word every time you remember. You're going to make that word part of this practice. So now swing your shoulders side to side here in your wrist. Weight goes more to the inside of the hand and then the outside. Alright, now start to send your butt back to your heels as you press your hands down, pressing your toes down to the floor. Feel that stretch in your toes. Now look down between your knees, between your toes, and then maybe towards the belly. And then roll the shoulders and notice how the body feels here. I know my toes are really, really tight, so allow this to happen in your feet. And then inhale, come back to a round spine, and that's a cat pose. So roll, keep rolling the shoulders towards your hips. And then exhale, the body's asking, release the belly, lift your tailbone, send the chin forward, lengthening the neck. Breathe in. And then we're gonna lift for a downward dog. We're gonna do something a little different today as we walk the feet, walk the hands. Now this is morning, so my hamstrings are super tight. I just woke up, literally. So the back, the shoulders, everything is very tense. So let this opening, small movements. It's always better. Very conscious movement. If you need to bend your knees and then lift. And then from here, press your feet and start to roll your back up. Engaging your legs. And then roll your shoulders back. And then slowly down. Now closing your eyes. Let your palms face forward. Relax here at the neck. Now feel the feet grounding down like if you have roots underneath your feet. And they are grounding towards the earth. And that word that you want to feel today, the energy, the color of the energy of that word is going also down to the earth. So you are actually connecting and you're actually believing that you're going to feel this way. Alright, as you're rooted down, we're just going to shake the knees a little bit. And shake all the way. Shake the fingers. So this is really important when there's a lot of energy stuck. And when there's energy stuck because we're not moving, we're not living inside of our body. So this is very important, somatic experience. As we let the energy kind of release, you shake. Maybe lift your heels. Specifically, you shake where the body feels like shaking, okay? I have a lot of tension in my legs, and that's where I keep trying to do this. So, one more breath here, and then you stop. And then notice. Where's the part of your body that's warmer or colder? Alright guys, interlace your fingers behind you, slide your hands down until your arms are trying to be all the way straight. Open up the chest, send the heart forward, and start to fold. Bend your knees. If you have very tight hamstrings, bend your knees as I'm doing, and relax the head. Let the head do a yes sign with your head. And then fingertips go down to the floor. Step your left leg a giant step back as your knee comes to the mat. Breathe in through your nose and out as you sink the hips. See how it feels. Take another breath in. Now exhale, press both right foot and left knee and left toes down. Coming up, reach the arms up to the sky, interlace your 3 last fingers, the index fingers pressed together, and then the arms are trying to reach towards the back of the room into the sky. Exhale, slowly release your hands down, slowly slide your right foot back, and then the knees come almost together but hips distance apart. Bring your hands to the back, thumbs going to walk towards your sacrum. As you press the wrists of your hands, press your knees on the ground, lift your pubic bone, and open a little bit the chest. Now this one you're not going to force either. You're going to go where there's space, okay? And as you find space here in the front body, now interlace your fingers behind you, release the head down to the floor, and keep lifting your knuckles up. just for one exhale. Hands going to the front. Lift your head, find your downward facing dog. Take a moment to make it a good one. We can always find, even in an uncomfortable pose, we can always find joy in the pose. If you're really conscious in the moment. Okay, now we're gonna send the left foot between the hands. Fingertips on the mat, or if you have props here to make your pose easier, you can use, like I said, a chair, a stool. And then take another releasing breath into your hips, rolling the shoulders back and down. All right, ready? Press your feet, your knee, your toes, and then lift your arms. Interlace your 3 last fingers. And reaching the arms. Again, we're not forcing. We're going where it feels good. The knees on the ground. That right leg is opening the front of that leg. And then fingertips go back. Slowly send your foot back so your knees meet again. Hands going to the back. Low back, open up the chest. Lower your sacrum as you lift your pubic bone. It's a very easy variation of camel pose. And then interlace your fingers. Exhale, release your forehead, the top of your head down on the floor, and reach your knuckles up. Now exhale, lift your head and then cross your arms to the front of your mats. Sliding down towards, like if they're going towards your knees. And just hold here. Now this is the easier variation, so your heels are not trying the floor, not trying, oh my gosh, my words. Your butt is not trying to go towards your heels. You stay just here. And maybe this is super enough for some of you, for some of your shoulders, okay? If you want to go deeper into the pose, you go all the way down to a child's pose. But this means sometimes your arms are going to kind of choke you. So you can separate your knees more and then release the arms even lower towards the legs. And then relax here. One more deep, long breath. Now you're going to keep the forehead on the ground. That left arm, whatever arm that is underneath, okay? The above one stay. The arm that is underneath is going to hold your knee or hold the part that feels good, so you can slide your other arm that is on top, and then you can reach almost up. Now if you are in your heels, try to lift a little bit and maybe look up to the sky. So what's happening here with my head? My outside head is on the mat. And you need to be gentle and see how you can go. Maybe some of you are not going to moving the knees. You're still down to the floor and you have a support for your head. Okay? And then we're going to bring now that arm underneath the right. Doing the same thing as you release. Some of you are still up here, and that's a great pose to be. If you want even more for the hips, you go down and then you separate your knees and hold for 2 or 3 breaths. Now I'm doing the opposite arm. Remember to relax the neck. Now my right hand's gonna hold my left knee or whatever. You can even hold your mat here to give you resistance. Then the left arm goes up, and then I lift my butt away from my heel, and then I open up towards the sky. Now this feels good for my neck. It might not feel good for your neck. So be very, very aware and very gentle with your body. Try it out without too much intensity. And then we'll release the hand back down. Both hands come down, finding your tabletop. Knees, hips distance apart, toes tucked. Let's go another downward facing dog. Look between your knees. Right now it should be easier to do a downward dog because we open up the shoulders and a little bit of the hips. So lift your tailbone up. Look now between your thumbs. And then rolling the spine, like creating the energy to move through the belly and up towards your spine as you come towards a plank. Release your knees on the floor. Start to move your legs, your pubic bone, your belly, and your chest down to the floor. Look right there in front of you. Your gaze is looking right in front of you. As you press and glue your hands down, imagine that you're sliding yourself down towards your toes. There's so much energy here in your arms as you release your forehead on your mat. Just again, notice how your shoulders feel. We have the body engaged. We're not just comfortably staying on the floor. Another breath. Now tuck your toes. Breathe in through your nose. And then lift your chest. And then use your core and press back to a child's pose. I have my toes tucked. You don't have to, but we're not going to stay here for long, so that's easier to have the toes tucked. Keep your arms straight instead of dropping to the mat. So gluing my hands on the mat helps my outer shoulders to open, as the rest of my body is trying to move away from the hand. Relax the forehead for one more deep breath. All right, let's go to another slow flow as we come to a tabletop. Spreading fingers, exhale, downward facing dog. Now the right foot's gonna leave the ground, step between the hands. Knee comes back down. Same thing with the hands. We're gonna bring the hands back to the low back. Try to open the chest as the shoulders roll back, and then slowly working to straighten the front leg. How do we do that? And then flexing your feet. Press your left knee on the ground and lift the heart up to the sky. Some people have a lot of hardship in trying to balance in this pose. Stay with me for one more breath so the left leg is engaged. Now, with this breath, keep your right hand where it is in your right side waist, and then the opposite hand, the left hand goes down to the floor. And then you can stay right here. If this is too much, you bend the knee, okay? And then see if that right arm can go up. If there's no problem in the shoulder, or if you want to stay here, or slide the hand back. It's up to you. Keep that chest moving up and towards the right. And then we take just one more breath. Exhale, we're gonna bend that front knee. Both hands go to the inside of the foot. Slide your left foot all the way back and see if you can get closer with your butt towards your heel, okay? Walk your left hand in front of your left knee and then reach again that right arm up to the sky. Breathe in and out. Keep that knee away from the floor. Beautiful. Exhale, release that hand down right in front of you. Lift your butt away and try and just straight that right leg. One more time. And then one more time, we're gonna lift and open and twist. Always trying to use the space in your chest. And then exhale, we're gonna bend the knee, rotate the back foot back again, and then slide the right leg back. Slowly coming down to the mat. Remember what we just did. We're gonna press the hands, glue the hands to the mat, roll the shoulders, drop the forehead. Like if you're trying to slide down towards your mat. Take just one more deep breath here. Now this time we're gonna tuck the toes, we're gonna lift the knees off the floor, and then lift that head and look down. Bring your hands back, get a hold of your fingers if it feels good, and then slide your hands down towards your butt and then bring the shoulder blades together. Your toes are tucked, your knees are off the ground. Keep remembering the word that you want to feel. And then exhale, release the hands underneath your shoulders. Lift your chest, use your core, and then exhale slowly. Child's pose for 1 or 2 breaths. Now this time you don't have to have your elbows off the ground. You can release your elbows down. Soft your hands down. Breathe into your low back. Tabletop position. Let's go back to one more downward dog as we reach the butt back. Then let's step the left foot between the hands. Knee comes down, arms reaching towards the low back. Inhale, open up the chest, sinking the hips, and then we're going to work towards straightening that front leg. Again, we're working balance here, okay? Press that heel down, press that knee down, and then you lift your heart. So if you're feeling tense in the low back, keep engaging with your glute and open that knee, open the front leg here, and use this to support you. All right, last breath here. We're going to exhale slowly. Keep that left hand, and then the right hand goes down to the inside of that left foot. Try to keep that leg straight. If not possible, have a little bend. And then reach the left arm up. Or you can keep it to the side or down to your waist. One more breath. Now exhale, release that hand to the inside of that foot. Pivot that back foot towards the back. Walk the hand in front of that right knee. And then you reach up again. Exhale, release the hand. Bend the knee. Breathe in, breathe out. Try to release your butt towards the heel. And then we open one more time. Exhale, release the hand to the front of your mat. Walk your knee back. And then we're going to do a child's pose with the knees really close together, toes together. You can have your hands back. If it feels good underneath your feet, just listen to what the body wants to do. As you come closer again. And this pose is going to be a reminder to be very intimate and to listen to what the body needs. Maybe your word changed during the practice, and that's okay. Are you able to release your weight, even the skin of your body, down towards the floor? Last breath here. Now, if you can't be on your knees, that's totally fine. You can find a seated position. Otherwise, if you can't sit in your knees, just for a little longer. Now, if you can be this way, you straighten your legs. You know the drill already. I'm trying to be here in the camera. So fingers go back. Remember how we started the practice. Fingers go back. We're going to lift and open the front body. As the mid-back moves away from the hand. Now you can always bend a little bit the elbows so there's more way for your shoulder to go out. Okay? So if I'm here, if I start to bend my elbows, my shoulders go out, so it's more opening that front chest. And then you hold for 2 or maybe 3 breaths. If it feels comfortable for you to go lower, you go lower and you lift your heart more. then breathe into your rib cage. Perfect. Come back. Now we're going to sit. All right. Now we're going to focus a little bit of the neck, okay, before we go down to Shavasana. Let your head move towards the right side. Now it's always conscious, but this time we're going to focus on separating the chin from the shoulder. Okay? Now hold your head, hold that side of your head. Just don't press too much. Just the weight of your head is going to help to see if there's more, 1 inch of space for you to release. Now lift that left hand away from your knee and see if you can slide it back, like if your finger is trying to peek towards the right side waist. And then maybe you're very tense like I am in my neck right now in the left side. And then bring your chin down, slide your hand to the back of your head, and then use a little bit of force. You might feel all the way down to your spine. Now here, that hand that was back maybe is going to go to the opposite knee. So left hand going to the right knee. From here, your chest starts to open to the right, and then you're going to lift your gaze and press your head into your hand. Again, notice how the body feels. What is good for me here is that this also stretches, because again, of my arm length, I don't have very long arms. So I press my head into my hand and I open my right side more. Now from here, we're going to go to an easy twist. Take the hand from the back of your head and move down to the floor. Open up the chest as you press the fingertips. Look over your right shoulder. And then bring it back to center. Beautiful. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, okay? So now the right chin moves away from the right shoulder. Very gentle. You might hear some noises, some cracks, some popcorn in there too. And now use the hand to support just a little bit of weight. If there's more space, you go there. Take a nice breath into the trying to control what you're feeling. And then the right hand moves back. You can even hold your shirt to keep your arm there, or you can hold into your pants if you're wearing them. You might still with your jammies. And then you breathe one more gentle breath. Alright, that right hand, we're going to slowly move away and it's going to the opposite knee. Just kidding, let's go back. Slide your hand to the back of your head and then move your chin down. We need to hold here for one breath at least. Looking down to the belly. Alright, now it's time for the hand to move to the other knee. As you start to open your chest, so the hand's going to help the torso move towards the left. And then the chin lifts off the chest. And then when you feel safe, to press the knee into the hand and release that right shoulder down. You can be feeling all kinds of feelings, trying to move away from whatever it is in your shoulders or your neck. But stay here. Slowly gets easier. Alright, now the fingertips from the hand that was behind your head moves back, fingers press down to the mat, and then you might look over your left shoulder. Beautiful. Now walk your fingers to the front of your mats. If you have the legs stuck one inside of the other, maybe just leave it. It always feels better to not have too much bone to bone here. Then you move down as you walk your hands to the front. Maybe your head finds the ground, maybe not. Breathe here into your hips. Walking back. Now for Shavasana, what I recommend, because we did a lot of chest and heart opening, if you have something to have your spine lifted a little bit, so I have tons of pillows here. You can use pillows, or if you have props like those. So I'm going to use my blocks today. So I have one that's going to go along my upper back. And then I have the other one that's going to support my head, okay? So I have this. Now if you don't have any of those, you just find what suits the body, maybe having a pillow just to lift that chest more. So you're more aware of your breath, okay? You can have pillows underneath your knees too if you have low back issues. And then the palms are going to face up to the sky. Wiggle, move, readjust yourself until it feels good. And then we're going to work into surrender. How we're going to work into the surrender today. I'm going to choose, or I already chosen my word, and I'm going to breathe with that word. Every time I breathe in, I say that word in my head, and every time I breathe out, I say that word in my head. And as you're breathing and as you're saying the word, the body is going to react. Usually the reaction is specifically towards the word that you chose. If your word is happy, if your word is joy, notice how it feels as you exhale. Relaxing the back of your eyes and the front of your eyes. Are you able to melt the back body? Are you able to relax your hips? Or are you afraid of letting go? Because maybe today this is the only thing you can control. And as we talked about closed energy, all the closed energy from the past, from a moment that we held too much of maybe something negative, stays stuck in the body. And then when anything that challenges that comes from the outside, it triggers our body to feel the same way again. And in order for us to heal from that, we need to let that energy flow out. We might be able to feel it again, but recognizing it and let go. Now stay here for as long as the body needs, for as long as the mind working to releasing all that stuckness in your bones, in your muscles. Thank you so much for stopping by and joining me in this morning, this lovely, beautiful, sunny morning. I'm sending my love to you, and I hope you enjoy your day with the word that you chose today. I wish you deep peace.